How we'll do this? I'll invite a designated person from a group up here, and I'll ask you to give me the sheet of paper where you had your question. And then I'll read your question so that you don't lose your time in your question, okay? And then and there's gonna be time counting down. And when your time is up, your time is up. Yeah. I will ask Dr. Purg if they go over time. That's your house. You'll kick them off, right? You can send anybody inside your group, but not somebody from the other group. Okay, so I think we are ready. I would kindly ask you to calm down a little bit and so you can listen to each other. And I would like to ask group number 1 to come. Giga, your group. Are you ready? Okay, let's start with number 10, the way you went on your boat. That's fair. Let's do this. Yeah. So group number 10. Okay. Let me have your question. Group number 10 had this question. How can you teach young people to catch the fish instead of giving one to them? This was the question, and please.
Thanks, Timothy. Thanks for the 20 minutes I have to answer this. So start counting down the 20 minutes from now. Okay, so we had a very lively discussion before we started looking outside the boat. And we have to say a couple of things. Well, we'll start with the most important one. We felt that it was not so much about teaching young people how to catch the fish, but teaching them how to identify the fish. So when you're young and you're getting out of university or you're starting your own business, what do we need to do in Europe to help you identify where you need to go and then to give you the skills and the ability to actually get there? We also felt it's very important to have mentorship. Young people need to be mentored, and they need to be mentored not just in terms of getting to the next level, but how to develop themselves so that they can fish from themselves from there on. And finally, yeah, we enjoyed the view. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to go to the group number 2 now. Just so you know, if you haven't received, Natalia or someone there, and we'll give you your ballots. You will vote at the end for which group had the best answer to their question, but we kindly ask you not to vote for your own group. You know, there's no police enforcement, but it's about ethics, right? Yeah. Let's continue with group number 9. Who's going to come from the group number 9? All of you. Okay. Okay, where's your question?
Well, I thought you were reading it out.
Yeah, well, I thought you were bringing your sheet of paper. Okay, their question was, what do European education systems lack when fostering entrepreneurial spirit?
Entrepreneurship is about creativity.
Failure.
This is what entrepreneurship is about.
Now I see we gave you too much time. But very good, very good. That's a compliment. Let's continue with the next group. That's group number 8. Tony. Their question was, should digital ethics be based on anonymity?
By the way, thank you for that question. It was not an easy one. We started with having a resounding no, it shouldn't be based on anonymity. This being said, then we went back to defining what actually digital ethics was about, and we came back to the conclusion that there was no such thing as digital ethics. It should be the same as what we have offline as what we do online. Basically, don't do online what you wouldn't do offline. We then said that providers also have a big role to play in this anonymity, and it came down to the fact that being anonymous shouldn't be allowed, but then again, there is some space for agreeing that some anonymity should be there. We believe that it's about bursting the bubble of information when you think about what providers always give you the same type of information over and over again. So basically, it's about standing up to the same rules as you would do offline. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we're going to group number 7. Group number 7? Anywhere? Group number 7? Okay. I was like, was the group number 7 there when you arrived? Okay, please.
Thank you for this hard question. Stop the clock.
My mistake. I didn't read the question. Where's your question?
It's on me. There you go.
Okay. But I cannot read. I'll let you read it, because I cannot read what you wrote. That's the question.
Okay, the question is,
No.
time starts after I finish the question. So the question is, are young Europeans trapped by the traditional social norms to develop their innovative potential? First of all, I would like to say that this is, so start the time. First of all, I would like to say that this is actually a very, very ridiculous question. No one can be trapped by anyone unless and until he wishes to be. So none of the social norms have been constructed in the past in such a manner that they would force the coming generations to get trapped into them. So it's the mind of the person who forces him to get trapped into the social norms. And and social norms do not alone bar the person. It's various, I mean, there are so many various other factors which actually bar the people. I'm watching the time. And then, unlike Europe, in America, state is funding the people to be innovative. But in Europe, people are dependent upon the state. So I think social norms cannot do anything to anyone. Thank you.
Thank you, group number 7. Group number 6. Their question. Okay, their question was, how can digital tools become connectors rather than dividers between generations?
And we started off by saying, is there actually a generational divide? And we started off by saying, yes, there was. So what can we do? We need to involve older people in the development of the process. Just trying to use Twitter today, and I'm not that old, has made me realize some things are not intuitive. Perhaps older people need something simpler. We need to talk about the possibilities with people. People only want to use things if there's something in it for them. A good example here in Slovenia with symbiosis. Younger people are teaching older people how to use technology. But older people can transfer many of the values that society has onto younger people, which are perhaps missing. However, in the end, we thought, is the generational gap really a problem? There's a bit of creative tension there. Perhaps it's not actually a problem. And maybe everyone has something to learn. As long as people have the access, then they can always decide and choose whether to be involved. And people will things will generally work out, and we want to make sure that everyone has that opportunity there. Thank you.
Thank you. What group number is next? 5? Sure. Number 4, are we going to skip group number 5? No. Okay, no. Nick, let me see your question. What are the obstacles of innovation?
Hello. First thing, can I just say, Matej, tone in? I'll speak to you later. Thank you. Okay, obstacles. Calm down, calm down. Obstacles to innovation. Hello. Obstacles to innovation. I'm not going to talk to you about the obvious things. I'm not going to talk to you about a lack of capital or a lack of risk-taking or people afraid to fail, a lack of trust. I'm not going to talk to you about that. I'm going to talk to you about how the people who have the great ideas aren't always the best people to deliver them. These are the techie people, the people who are maybe a bit all up in their own heads. What we need to do is to connect the people who have got the great ideas with the people who can deliver the message. In short, connect the geeks with the hipsters, or rather the IT geeks with the hipsters. 10 seconds left. What do you want to talk about? Mentoring. Thank you, thanks.
Thank you. Group number 4. Tommy. Your question? Okay. I thought you were asking me what was the question. I got worried. Okay, their question was, what are the most innovative corporate social responsibility mechanisms?
Okay, we wanted to try and bring out something new to change from the kind of slightly tired CSR programs that exist in the world today. So we came up with 7 specific ideas. Firstly, for corporates to, based on the discussion we had earlier, for corporates to outline what is their idea for success. Secondly, to create collaborative programs between the companies and the communities. Employees to pitch their ideas within corporates. Employers to offer pro bono work to the community. To actually engage with the kids, to get them thinking about, even at a very young age, about being corporately responsible. To test employee responses to certain social situations to really drive the culture within the company. And finally, to ask consumers and communities what do they think should be the CSR program. So fully personal and holistic program. Thank you.
Thank you. Group number 3. Okay, here we go. Your question. We're going back to innovation. They had a question. What are the drivers of innovation?
Time. Believe it or not, our group came to a conclusion that key driver of innovation in this world is your personal toilets. Study shows that almost 50% of all innovations start in the toilets. So toilets are places where you relax, but also you get to learn all the frustrations around you in the reality, and you come to see all the problems, but actually you see them as opportunities. So you leave the door of the toilet courageous, motivated, you grab a piece of paper or maybe even toilet paper, you write down your idea, and the next best thing to do is share your passion with friends, a team of people who can actually persist and be happy while growing with you. But we don't suggest that all companies should now produce toilets in order to support innovation. What they should do is
be flexible, not just flexible employees, but also flexible companies, have open source innovation companies, and government, public procurement must choose the most innovative and the most quality solution, not the cheapest one. That's all.
Thank you. Group number 2. Okay. Your question. You look like Italian mafia, Andrea.
You look like a new joke.
How would you create 10,000 new jobs for young people in an EU country such as Slovenia?
We live in dangerous times and I came with my bodyguards. For startups, we have 2 main measures we would like to implement in Slovenia. The first 3 years since your creation, you will pay no taxes. And the second thing is we will implement a network of angel investors that will mentor you for your career. Is there any other question?
I'm the founder of Microsoft, and we're contemplating opening a future R&D department in
Thank you, Mr. Gates, for the question. We are actually opening a planning for the first 10,000 jobs hired in Slovenia. There will be no taxes in the first 3 years. And there will be, we promise you, less government involvement in business and activities between businesses. We actually think that in the long term, education is the key answer to solve the problem with unemployment. And actually, we would like to implement apprenticeship at high school and teach young people that there is no more one life, one job. And by the way, nobody drink ever this glass, I do.
Thank you. And now group number one, I hope you have no more excuses. Now we switch the way we did it, so you have more time, and it's your time to present. Your question. Their question was, how can we learn the most from a smart failure?
Thank you. First is think before you think on why you are doing it. This is the first thing. Second is do everything not to do mistakes. Third is understand that everyone is doing mistake in the world. Fourth one is learn from mistakes of others. Fifth is prepare yourself that you will definitely do mistakes. Sixth is find mentor and learn from them. Learn self-control as well. Seven is be self-constructive critic of your work in your life. Eight is admit it that you made a mistake to yourself. Don't be panic. Third one is ignore negative people, which are everywhere around us. 11 is analyze your mistake in detail. 12 is try not to repeat a mistake. And last two is be hopelessly optimistic and never, never, never give up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And before you make your votes, I would like to invite one representative of the group that presented here in the front so that you'll remember. We'll start with number 1 there and number 10 will be there so that you remember which group is which. You don't mix it up. But those groups who send everybody, just send one person out, please. Just one person. Just one person, please. Okay, and the rest of you, you can cast your votes, and then as you go out, there will be, there's a bowl there in the back, and you can drop your votes there.